House Bill 1509, a bill to amend the Code of Virginia by adding in Title 36 a chapter numbered 10.2 consisting of sections numbered 36-156.3 through 36-156.6 relating to the Virginia Food Access Investment Program and Fund. There is a Senate substitute.
The delegate from Richmond City, Delegate McQuinn.
Madam Speaker, thank you. Madam Speaker, the Senate has attached two substitutes to House Bill 1509, and so I need to sever those, substitutes amendments that they have attached to it.
The House will be at ease. I don't believe we show two separate amendments at all, Delegate McQuinn.
Okay, Madam Speaker, may I just share what I have here?
Yes.
On line 79 to 81, it establishes a work group to develop recommendations for a design element for the Virginia Food Access Investment Program. And then 82 to 84 is the clause.
I believe, Delegate McQuinn, that is the substitute. So it sounds like we probably should reject the Senate substitute.
Reject all of it.
Yes,
okay.
Delegate McQuinn.
All right, Madam Speaker. Then I move to reject the substitute.
Shall the Senate substitute be adopted? The clerk shall close the roll.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Ayes 0, nays 95, abstentions 0.
Ayes 0, nays 95, abstention 0. The Senate substitute is rejected. Does the clerk have any additional announcements and communications at this time?
The Speaker has appointed conferees to certain legislation. House Bill 648, this is a second committee on conference. Delegates. I'll skip this for the moment. House Bill 1056, Delegates Adams of Richmond City, Rasool, and Davis. House Bill 1056, Delegates Adams of Richmond City, Rasool, and Davis. House Bill 1526, Delegates Sullivan, Kilgore, and Lopez. House Bill 1526, Delegates Sullivan, Kilgore, and Lopez. House Bill 1705, Delegates Corey, Plum, and Walker. House Bill 1705, Delegates Corey, Plum, and Walker. Senate Bill 7, Delegates Ward, Krizek, and Ferris. Senate Bill 7, Delegates Ward, Krizek, and Ferris. Senate Bill 54, Delegates Tyler, Aird, and Bloxham. Senate Bill 54, Delegates Tyler, Aird, and Bloxham. Senate Bill 94, Delegates Keem, Lopez, Runyon. Senate Bill 94, Delegates Keem, Lopez, and Runyon. Senate Bill 183, Delegates McQuinn, Helmer, and Walker. Senate Bill 183, Delegates McQuinn, Helmer, and Walker. Senate Bill 272, Delegates Levine, Goditis, Ferris. Senate Bill 272, Delegates Levine, Goditis, and Ferris. Senate Bill 375, Delegates Mullen, Scott, and Kilgore. Senate Bill 375, Delegates Mullen, Scott, and Kilgore. Senate Bill 392, Delegates Askew, Subramaniam, and Davis. Senate Bill 392, Delegates Askew, Subramaniam, and Davis. Senate Bill 740, Delegates Lindsay, Simon, and Runyon. Senate Bill 740, Delegates Lindsay, Simon, and Runyon. Senate Bill 888, Delegates McQuinn, Mullen, and Rush. Senate Bill 888, Delegates McQuinn, Mullen, and Rush. Senate Bill 905, Delegates Aird, Simon, and Wampler. Senate Bill 905, Delegates Aird, Simon, and Wampler. Senate Bill 1040, Delegates Rasool, Mugler, and Wampler. Senate Bill 1040, Delegates Rasool, Mugler, and Wampler. Senate Joint Resolution 38, Delegates Reed, Guy, and Bloxham. Senate Joint Resolution 38, Delegates Reed, Guy, and Bloxham. House Bill 648, this is the second committee on conference. Delegates Hurst, Adams of Richmond City, and Hodges. House Bill 648, Delegates Hurst, Adams of Richmond City, and Hodges. Senate Bill 957, Delegates Bulova, Lopez, and Ware. Senate Bill 957, Delegates Bulova, Lopez, and Ware.
The clerk shall please continue with the calendar.
On page 25 of the calendar, conference reports received. The Conference Committee report on House Bill 201.
The delegate from Prince William, Delegate Ayala.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. The conference report came out successfully, and I would like us to accept the conference report. Essentially, speaking to that motion.
Delegate Ayala.
Yes, Madam Speaker, sorry. Essentially, what we've done is return the bill to its original form as it left the House.
Shall the conference report be agreed to?
Report.
The clerk shall close the roll.
Ayes 52, nays 44, abstentions 0.
Ayes 52, nays 44, abstention 0. The conference report is agreed to.
Page 27 of the calendar. Conference Committee report on House Bill 298.
The delegate from Fairfax, Delegate Tran.
Madam Speaker, Madam Speaker, this bill returns that the Senate accepted the House amendments when the version that we engrossed, so I would move that we accept the conference report.
Shall the conference report be agreed to? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 98, nays 0, abstentions 0.
Ayes 98, nays 0, abstention 0. The conference report is agreed to.
Page 30, conference report on House Bill 534.
The delegate from Richmond City, Delegate Carr.
Madam Speaker, may this go back temporarily, please?
All those in favor of HB 534 going by temporarily shall say aye. Those opposed, HB 534 goes by temporarily.
Page 33 of the calendar, House The Conference Committee report on House Bill 668.
The delegate from Newport News, Delegate Mullen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, speaking to the conference report.
Delegate Mullen, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Senate has acceded to our original bill, and I would ask that we accept the conference report.
Shall the conference report be agreed to? The clerk shall close the roll.
Ayes 70, nays 25, abstentions 0.
Ayes 70, nays 25, abstention 0. The conference report is agreed to.
Conference report on House Bill 806.
The delegate from Fairfax, Delegate Delaney.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the conference report, and I'll speak to that motion.
Delegate Delaney, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This conference report puts the bill in the exact same language that it passed out of this body with unanimous support, and I move passage of the bill.
Shall the conference report be agreed to? The clerk shall close the roll.
Ayes 96, nays 0, abstentions 0.
Ayes 96, nays 0, abstention 0. The conference report is agreed to.
Page 38 of the calendar, House Conference report on House Bill 928.
The delegate from Chesterfield, Delegate Coiner.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the conference report.
Delegate Coiner, you have the floor.
The conference report puts the bill back in its original form where it left the House. I would ask for vote in favor of the conference report.
Shall the conference report be agreed to? The clerk shall close the roll.
Ayes 96, nays 2, abstentions 0.
Ayes 96, nays 2, abstention 0. The conference report is agreed to.
Page 41, Conference report on House Bill 1186.
The delegate from Washington, Delegate Wampler.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The conference report includes Russell County for also a waste management authority, which is a little different from the House version, but I move we accept the conference report.
Shall the conference report be agreed to? The clerk shall close the roll.
Ayes 96, nays 1, abstentions 0.
Ayes 96, nays 1, abstention 0. The conference report is agreed to.
Page 48 of the calendar, Conference report on House Bill 1540.
The delegate from Frederick, Delegate Collins.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference report that the Senate and we worked on, as well as the Department of Health, this is a barrier, removing some barrier crimes to allow people to work in the mental health field. This requirement that the Senate has added on mirrors other language in the code, which requires the individuals to go through a screening process to ensure that they have been clean and they are no longer under probationary terms. So I would ask that we pass the conference report.
Shall the conference report be agreed to? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 89, nays 9, abstentions 0.
Ayes 89, nays 9, abstention 0. The conference report is agreed to.
Page 50, House Bill 1552.
The delegate from Alexandria, Delegate Levine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With the hard work of Delegate Ferris and Delegate Gudaitis, I believe that we have come up with something far better than either the House or the Senate versions that gives a lot of discretion to animal control officers. We had a big group that all met and discussed this bill, and I urge its passage.
The delegate from Caroline, Delegate Orrock.
Madam Speaker, speaking to the conference report.
Delegate Orrock, you have the floor.
Madam Speaker, members of the House, understand what you're about to do here. There are a couple major flaws, as I would suggest. First, in the substitute on line 34, we strike the word embedding of straw and insert hay. I will tell you, hay is a lot dustier. Hay is a lot more subject to mold. Hay is more problematic as a bedding. It does not dry as quickly, and so that's problem one. The bigger problem, I will guarantee if we pass this, you are very quickly going to hear from your local government, and they will need additional funds for animal control officers, because this compromise has temperature limits in it that have to be complied with for an animal that's being tethered, but not in a lot. So dogs in a lot aren't as vulnerable to temperatures as ones on a chain. But the only way around those temperature limitations within the law, anytime it's over 85 degrees, if animal control receives a call that, hey, there's a dog on a chain at such and such residence, they're going to have to go out and verify that that dog can tolerate that temperature. And then when the temperature gets below 32, the exact same thing. The only way that the animal owner will get around this is when animal control comes out and does a physical inspection in each and every instance, I would suggest. Under the original bill as it left the House, it had two major provisions. The most important, which is in the conference report, gives local government the authority to pass ordinances as they deem necessary. That's a great part of this conference report. The devil's in the rest of the details, because the original one left here only spoke to severe weather events, hurricanes, severe heat warning, things of that nature. It was much narrower in its scope. And I would suggest the better policy position for this body would be to reject the conference report, have them have another bite at the apple. I candidly think the House version I voted in support of earlier is the version this body needs to adopt, and all due deference to the work that went into this conference report, I would suggest that we reject the conference report.
The delegate from Campbell, Delegate Ferris.
Madam Speaker, I would yield to the lady from Loudon, Clark.
Delegate from Clark, Delegate Goditis.
The far northwest. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would reply to Delegate Orrick that, oh boy, there was such discussion among so many. We included animal control officers in that discussion, and the animal control officer was in complete agreement with everything we did. As to whether or not the dog is in a lot or on a tether, Madam Speaker, there's other language already in the code which provides that animals must have adequate shelter and must be protected from the elements. A dog on a tether is slightly different in that it could be prone to attack by a predator, and it could possibly get tangled. So that's why the tethering language is a bit different. But it's not that we don't care about dogs on lots, it's that they are already adequately covered in the bill. Again, this was carefully wrought language agreed to by many of the stakeholders, including animal control officers themselves. I move passage of this bill.
The delegate from Accomack, Delegate Bloxham.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Speaking to the bill.
Delegate Bloxham, you have the floor.
I have grave concern with this bill when I look back in my area. If I look back at some of the people that are proponents of this bill, they do not want a dog on a tether. I understand that. I have a dog that actually stays in my house, but not everyone can do that. Not everyone owns their house. A lot of the fellows in my area, they rent. Landlords will not allow their dogs in the house. This also, when I look at this bill, so you do not want them to tether them. In our area, our experience has been some of the well-meaning people have come and actually stolen a dog because they didn't know who the dog belonged to. They stole it from the porch. They killed the dog that night. This was of a Spanish couple in a low rent area, let's say. It was a yard dog. However, this dog was not on a chain. So what actually happened is the next day, and the only reason that they even found out about it is because this particular couple had video surveillance. The next day, the couple got a fruit basket because the child's dog had been euthanized. This bill is, I consider to be anti-poor. I think it's poorly written when you start putting in temperature. I have grave concerns that we are going to have to come back in years from here and try to solve this problem that we're creating for our local animal control. I hope you vote against the bill.
The delegate from Campbell, Delegate Ferris.
Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, first off, let me make one thing. If we need to tell you how to take care of your dog, you do not need the dog. So, what the story he told is exactly right. And every year we have a tether bill. Every year. And this bill is the closest to a bill that I think my son can live with his coon dog that sometimes gets a coon mistaken with a skunk. And so, even though this bill smells like a skunk, because we shouldn't have to tell you how to take care of a dog, I hope that you folks know that I know how to sleep well on hay. Straw is too strictly, and I don't want my son's dog that's played with a skunk in my bedroom. Thank you.
Shall the conference report be agreed to?